Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality back with you here today to go over an article which is kind of along the lines of, well, didn't see that coming, and also I guess the enemy of my enemy is my temporary friend. So this article is from Red State from April 25th. It says Taliban kills ISIS operative behind attack on U.S. service members during Afghanistan withdrawal. So thanks, Taliban, I guess. So let's go and read the article. It says, a senior administration official confirmed to Fox News Digital that the ISIS-K terrorist, what does the K stand for in that? Someone let me know. I don't actually know. I just thought it was ISIS. But anyway, that or ISIS, let's call it that, terrorist responsible for directing the suicide bombing that killed 13 U.S. service members during the Biden administration's chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan in August 2021 has been killed by the Taliban. The suicide bombing at the Abbey Gate of Hamid Karzai International Airport resulted in the deaths of 11 Marines, one Navy sailor, and one Army soldier, with 18 other U.S. service members wounded and over 150 civilians. And I did not know it was that many civilians. Wow. Okay. The official characterized the operative as the mastermind of that awful attack, who had remained a key ISIS figure and was still engaged in efforts to perpetrate violence. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about pronouncing the ISIS thing. I know it's ISIS-K, but I'm going to say ISIS. I don't care. I mean, really? Am I going to worry about a terrorist organization's name being pronounced correctly? Yeah, anyway, so the official emphasized that this was a Taliban operation and not a joint operation with the United States. However, the official viewed this development as a symbol of the challenging landscape in Afghanistan for terrorists like ISIS-K, who may attempt to carry out plots against Americans. May attempt, well, they kind of already have, but anyway. So this was a Taliban operation, he told Fox News. We view this operation as emblematic of a landscape in Afghanistan. It has become very challenging for terrorists like ISIS-K, who might seek to engage in the type of external plotting that can harm Americans. He also noted that the Taliban's operation reflects the president's judgment that we did not need to remain on the ground in harm's way in Afghanistan in perpetuity in order to effectively address any terrorist threats to us. So we basically abandoned the country to terrorists, and the terrorists killed other terrorists, and he's basically saying, no, we didn't need to be there. Yeah. Okay. The bad guy, one bad guy killed another bad guy, and the good guys are going, yeah, we didn't really need to hang around in that area. But Joe, the bad guys are still there. Hint, hint. Anyway, article continues. Regardless of who carried out the operation, the fact that this result was achieved and this person who's had American blood on his hands is himself no longer on the battlefield and able to perpetrate further violence, we think that is a development worth communicating to grieving families. The official said, yes, I'm sure they're going to feel so much better knowing that we, basically got their their family members killed, and now the terrorist group that essentially took over the country that they're fighting, the reason the soldiers were there, killed another terrorist group, or a person or someone in another terrorist group that may have killed them. I'm sure they're going to be really feeling a lot better about it. So the article continues. We think it's a development worth conveying to the world, and we think it's important, frankly, a development as the world continues to seek to degrade ISIS-K and any threat it might try to pose. Says we're working closely with our international partners, including through the global coalition, to defeat ISIS, to degrade ISIS-K. See, now they have them separately. So what's the difference between those two things? I honestly, God, don't know. Anyway, this is in other parts of the ISIS global network. So what is there, 3 different things now, or is that all the same thing? One's an offshoot of the other. What are we doing here? So it says, bottom line, President Biden will continue to take all steps needed to protect the U.S., which since day one he hasn't been doing, and his interests around the world from terrorist threats, wherever they might arise, like in Afghanistan. Anyway, the official's commentary doesn't exactly inspire confidence in the Biden administration's ability to protect the American public. No, it does not. It was the White House's incompetence that resulted in the deaths of those killed during the withdrawal. Yes, it was. It says the lack of proper planning and coordination in the withdrawal process has been widely criticized. The rapid collapse of the Afghan government and military, as well as the swift takeover of the country by the Taliban, caught many by surprise. Because our intelligence people are morons if it took them by surprise. I mean, what else do you say about that? It's not like you can't know, what these guys are up to. We can't be there for 20 years and have no idea whatsoever what they were up to, knowing that, if we were just to say, bye to the country, that these guys weren't going to suddenly be able to take over. So maybe our intelligence agencies need an overhaul. They do. I'm just saying that, I guess in response to this article and to, the presidential administration. So the article finishes as the chaotic scenes at the Kabul airport with desperate Afghans trying to flee the country and U.S. service members struggling to maintain order were broadcasted around the world, which remain stark reminders of this president's inability to keep Americans safe. Oh, yes, that is true. So, and this is editor's note. I just noticed this. As editor's note, Joe Biden's disastrous, chaotic, and deadly withdrawal from, and we are down, some good service members because of Joe Biden and his utterly incompetent administration doing things that are just bad, and they are incompetent in every way, shape, and form. And let's vote them out of office next year, please. So that is all I wanted to say about this. So at least I guess there's good news that the person who perpetrated the crime that killed all those people or who was responsible for it is no longer with us. I'm happy about that. But there's obviously much more to be said about that shouldn't have even happened in the first place. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.